Hey there everyone, Alchemist Lion here, and we're sitting on top of Pit, and we're going to take a look where I can see the end, man. Twine is intense, man. 14 different spawns, 10 different amps. It's a lot, but we're almost through this with the floating builds, and then onwards and upwards. So now we're going to take a look at Pit, and this is probably the second most intensive build in this endurance build. And to get damage to work in Pit is, again, one of those challenges, kind of like Valley, kind of like a few others. There's just a big challenge to it because there's not a lot of spots where you can like float stuff. At the same time, you have a tornado. So for Pit, a tornado will clear off the whole back end of this, anywhere there's floors. So even over here, I have floors here, but these 3 tiles of ceiling usually get hit by the tornado quite intensively. So you have a lot of area, almost half of your distance between spawn and amp, that can't have ceilings. So in basically a ceiling only endurance build, there's some challenges to that. The way I've worked around it is actually has progressed over time, but there's a lot back here, and the crazy, like, I'm gonna try to get it all. Again, a lot of it's for me to try to duplicate, but man, this is tough to get it all in. But you'll notice it's all in the air. So we have it connected. We have it connected from Devil. We have it connected from Bridge, and nothing down here is actually a connection point. All of this is hovering in the air. And I'll try to go down and cover it as much as I can. But the other connection piece now, there's a few over the map. This is another part. So right here, we have a few tiles here that we're editing to get this floating effect. It's also kind of working to avoid things going up this way, but at the same time, I still had to take precautions. So something did try to go up this way. It's covered, but this is all set up. I wouldn't normally have this as open in Pit as this is. Definitely block off will save you a lot of necessity for structures. However, when it's all open like this is what you have to work with on the challenge. Pit is one of the only areas where I have back of spawn darts. And I have found that these back spawn darts are almost a necessity when working any of my damage builds, no matter what they are. Pit will always be probably one of the more expensive builds out there to build, especially when it comes to damage. It has a wide spawn, but I don't know, there's very small pathing with that tornado going really early on. You really have to concentrate a lot of damage in the little bit of areas that you have to do it in. And a lot of it's in spawn, which just sucks because a lot of it will break. And so this is kind of how we have it set up. To tackle the best that I can. Again, I'm not pathing to the side, I'm not recycling them, I'm not pushing them off, I'm taking them right up where they want to walk. So where that is normally. Now, in Twine, it's straight up the middle, and then, no lie, they'll go straight down the middle. However, a lot of times, people will have them pushed down over here to drop down and walk down. They really want to walk down this way, and you'll notice I'm using floating block off. This is an area that surprised me how well this floating block off is working, and I might even try to incorporate it into a future build, because I've worked on a lot of ways with Twine on how to get it done properly where smashers aren't just wrecking the crap out of everything, and this is working stupidly well. For example, a lot of times they'll want to walk down this way. Nothing's even going down this path right now, and I literally have like 3 tiles starting dropping here, and then we have another block off down here, and you'll notice again everything's floating. But then the other block off is right here, again all floating block off. But nothing ever comes down here. Generally I have to be really creative, I have to have the whole thing filled up, I have to have everything like, half walled and floored up and trapped out, just to not even get them to look at this path. But instead, the few husks that walk through here kind of walk right up here, and then they walk over. And the smashers actually walk down this way, and this is kind of where I almost set this up to fail going into the later waves like 24 and stuff like that, because they'll come over here and then they'll just smash down and wreck this all. So preventing just that direct drop would be something I might try to do, or I might even, like if I was doing this normally, I'd try to have this blocked off. But then that would mean I'd have to test that block off over there to really see if it's going to push everything down the middle. But these are things that I'm going to be looking at when I'm doing my normal build now. The other part is, again, the gas straps are not helping with propane. Propane's not a huge issue on Pit, but it is at the same time. And these, I find, are just becoming more of a nuisance right now. I really like gas straps. There is a place and they're highly effective. I use them all the time, but I'm finding they're really at their peak when you do the gas strap freeze trap combo. And because I'm not using floors in this build, you won't see them at all in the future. However, if I'm doing a normal Twine build, you can bet at least 1 or 2 points I'm going to be doing that gas strap freeze trap because of how well it can get rid of a lot of nuisance stuff and let the high damage go in afterwards. But yeah, so essentially no matter what path I'm taking them, they're going to get to this floating back end part, and this is the path obviously I want them to take the most, just because it has the best chance of damage, because we're hitting them with so many darts on both sides. And then we're dropping them down, and then it's just staggering them, so they drop down a tile and then they're here getting hit by darts. Again, I could probably put another trap back here, I just haven't at this stage. But then they're going through and they're dropping again. I would normally do 1 tile drop, but because we have another drop there, I'm counting in that drop, as well as we have a drop right here that if they hit down I want to cover. So I had to let them just kind of fall down here, and this is where I think some of the issues might be lying, is that I just have it where they get down way too fast at this side. The left side doesn't have near as much issues, but that's probably because half the husks aren't even going that way anyway. But yeah, so they're dropping down here, and again we're hitting them with as much trapping as possible. They get down here, again wherever I can I'm hitting them with traps, and it's all floating. And again I have a wall here but no dart right there, which is another place I could fix. Then they drop down again, and again they're getting hit. Even behind here where there is possibility to put a dart, I would probably look at doing that in the future. Really just trying to maximize all the damage as they're pathing down here to get down to the bottom. And that's the one side, so you'll just see how I have the heights and stuff set up. On this side, we'll go to the floating side area. I was expecting them to break through this, so I reinforced it pretty heavily. If they did get down here, this is how this is all set up, but they've never gotten down here in all my tests with the way that I have this blocked off like this. Never path down here, but my hope was they would get down here, and again we're hitting them with whatever damage we can, with the hope that they would walk down here and then down like so. If they try to break through, I mean, at least we're hitting them with damage as they're trying to go through it. And you'll just see everything, it's just all everywhere, it's all surrounded. Like this is almost like a little cube all the way around. Fake block off up here, sectioned off up over here, and I'm just walking through. Again, I have drop off spots, so if they dropped here and then went down this side, we're hitting them. I did not trap this part out. I don't know if I've actually seen anybody walk on this side when I was watching. But yeah, dart, there would be like a dynamo or a dart there. Same as this side. And then they would drop down to drop down. Like so. And so it's, like I said, it's a challenge to get this all floating, but it's all connected up in here. All connected a few different spots. We have it connected right here. We have it connected to the middle. And then I connected it also here on this side, just so it has the best chance of staying up if a smasher decides to come through and plow one of those connecting pieces off. But nothing has knocked it all down yet, so I think that's partly a win up there. And then over on this side, like I said, I want to have this trapped out a little better. Things do slip through here in the later part of this, but that might be saving this side being so open, maybe saving that south side, but I don't know. This is how it's all set up though. I'm trying to get as good a much of coverage as I can. because at one stage I will be rebuilding. I just really want to get a underbuilt one made. Playing with some of the concepts that I've been really toying with lately. So I think we can get it looking really good. But yeah, just for ease, stability, and everything, this floating design is just, I don't know. It's really fun to play in. But yeah, that is Pit. And that's the video for today on, these Twine amps. Hope this information's helpful. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing these quick because these aren't builds I really want people to be copying per se, but there's a lot of cool just information or, just design aspects in these that I think are worthwhile seeing. So hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day. Catch you around.